Welcome to Empower Her Radio, the podcast for healthcare moms who want to break free from limiting beliefs, build unshakable confidence, and step into the truest expression of themselves, both personally and professionally. I'm your host, Corey Wynn. I'm a wife, a mom, a doctor of physical therapy, and a peak performance strategist. Working with highly motivated women to transform their lives and inspire those around them is what truly lights my soul on fire. Each episode, whether it's a solo session filled with actionable strategies or an inspiring interview with a woman who has overcome significant obstacles, is designed to leave you feeling worthy and confident in the value you have to offer everyone around you. I hope you walk away empowered and ready to take that next step to lead your life on purpose. Now, let's dive into today's show. Hey guys, I wanted to pop in real quick with a special offer today. Everything that I do here at Empower Her Radio and in my private coaching practice, Elevate and Empower, is to empower and equip women, specifically moms, with everything that they could possibly need to live their dream life. So I want to give you my dream life blueprint today that can help you get started with that. Just head to corywyn.com/dreamlifeblueprint and you can find that in the show notes. All right, now back to today's show. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a topic that has become incredibly important to me, but one, in all honesty, that I have fought with and fought against and, whined and moaned and complained in the past about until I finally realized, for one, get over yourself, and two, truly recognize the importance. How many of us like to get up early? Some of you might be a self-proclaimed early riser, and some of you may like to stay in bed and hit snooze 12 times until you're in a frantic rush to get out of the house. This is not a place of shame. This is not a place of casting blame or, what you should or shouldn't do. Just own where you are. I've had mentors who have gotten up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and do their entire routine over hours. And I remember thinking initially, like, that was such a mountain to climb to be successful and that I would never do that. Well, for one, you hear so often, never say never. And I also want to open your mind today to something that is doable, is something that you can gradually step into that can truly change your life. You know, Psychologists and neuroscientists and a lot of celebrities like Oprah and Steve Jobs and Ariana Huffington talk about starting their morning in a way that prepares them for the day. So much of my life, I have prided myself on being early. And I also found myself rushing out of the house, grabbing 12 things, carrying all the stuff out of the house, my daughter running behind me, and just being in a frazzled mess, getting her to school and getting to work. And that doesn't help anybody. I know that I didn't feel good during those times. I for sure know my daughter was just stressed and anxious when she got to school. So I want to just talk with you guys today about model morning routines, things that you can do to really set yourself up for success, things that I've learned from teachings from Gina Devee and Elyse Archer. And I just want to get them out there today so that you can start really setting yourself up for success, whether that's personal success, whether that's financial success, whether that's professional or things that you're working on at home, whatever it is, if you can start your morning grounded and not frazzled, you'll be more productive, you'll be more calm, you'll have a day full of more joy. I don't know about you, but I want all of those things. So as much as I have pushed back and wanted to sleep longer, finding a balance and doing what you may need to do, maybe you need to go to bed earlier to get up earlier, to be able to have some time for yourself. figure out what works best for you. I've talked about how my mom used to get up at 4:30 in the morning every morning. And before I was married and before I had children, I thought she was nuts. I mean, full disclosure, full vulnerability here. I thought I will never, ever get up that early. Now, I still don't get up at 4:30 in the morning. And I also see how important that time was for her, how important that time is for me to be able to enjoy the quiet of the house, have a warm cup of coffee, and sit with my thoughts, sit with a good book, and really just prepare myself for the day. So let me start with all the things that we can, start with and see what works best for you. I've been given 6 tips that I want to share. I'm modeling this after um, my mentors, Gina Devee and Elyse Archer. So take that, take the pieces that work for you. But I have found that this morning routine has worked incredibly well for me for manifesting my goals, for manifesting my dreams, and just keeping me grounded throughout the day. You know, years ago, I had a mentor tell me that she doesn't watch the news anymore, that she doesn't follow social media for news. She doesn't follow any type of news stories or read the newspaper or anything like that. And I remember originally thinking, how could you possibly be so uninformed? Like, I can't imagine not just taking it all in. But I listened to her and I sat back for a little while and just removed myself from any and all negativity that was coming in. First it started with the news, and I found that I was already so much more calm. You know, my mom and dad live in hurricane country. My mom watches the weather every day. If something's coming, she will call me. And I do figure out things that are important to me, but I don't just have this open filter of all the horrible things that are happening all at the same time, all around the world, all the time, because I know how it affects me. It doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean I don't have compassion for things that are happening around the world. I just know me personally, I can't take it in all hours of all of every day. So I don't allow it in. That also includes people, ideas, what I read. So I start out my morning every day reading or listening to something on Audible that is going to fill my cup. Right now, I'm reading a book called Trust the Whisper. Just recently finished The Power of Receiving, but find something, whether it's personal development, whether it's something that brings you joy, if you're spiritual, maybe it's the Bible, whatever you want to read first thing in the morning that is going to fill your cup and set your day. That could be 2 pages, it could be 10 minutes. If you have the time, it could be 30 minutes of reading. Whatever it is, start with filling your mind with something positive. Step 2, meditate. This was almost a bad word in my brain for the longest time because I have found that my old personality was someone who really struggled to sit still and have my brain be still and have my mind be open to whatever could come across. If you know me at all and you know my husband, I've given my husband a hard time for many, many years because he doesn't physically sit still. He is a doer. He gets things done. You know, he'll sit and talk for maybe 2 minutes and then he's up doing something else. And then I looked at him about 6 months ago and I said, I figured it out. And his eyes got real big and he kind of looked at me like, uh-oh, what she figured out. But I said, my mind does what your body does. It is thinking about 12 things, the mental load of what are we going to have for dinner for the rest of the week, the appointments that I have, or Eliza Jane, or the dogs, or he has, the clients I need to reach out to, the content that I'm putting together for you guys, just all these things swirling all the time. So, where my husband doesn't physically sit well, My brain doesn't sit well. I am not able to be still and just let whatever is supposed to come, come. So I found that the 30, 45-minute meditation sessions were excruciatingly painful for me. I just couldn't do it. And I found myself feeling like a failure. And I've heard one of my mentors say over and over again, if it feels heavy, put it down. So rather than beating myself up and shaming myself for not being able to do meditation right, I stepped back and started with 2 minutes, started with 30 seconds, just sitting and bringing my mind back to my breath. Whenever my mind would wander, and it does, yours will too, just bringing it back to my breath. And gradually, I've been able to add minutes at a time to 15 or 20 minutes. And that's where I am right now. So, wherever you can start with meditations, find what's right for you. You know, there's people like Joe Dispenza who have amazing meditations out there. And there's also, a million and one you can find on YouTube. You may find that you're just able to sit in the quiet and focus on your breath and not need guidance. Any and all of those are fine. You find what works for you that you're able to accomplish and start there. Now, step 3 is journaling. This might have been the next thing that I struggled with the most. I have shoulded myself for years about, well, I should love to journal and I should love to write and I should. Get rid of all of it. What I've found is that with a prompt or with some ideas of where to start, I do so much better. I'm not someone who just has the ideas flow for pages and pages and pages. I may get there. It doesn't matter. So find a legal pad, find some notebook paper, find some construction paper, who cares, from your children's art bins, and sit down and first totally clear your to-do list. What I mean by that is get all of the junk out of your mind that is running through your head as soon as you wake up in the morning. The to-do list, the lunches that need to be made, the doctor's appointments or the calls, and just all the things that are just swirling in there. Get it out on the paper so that you don't have to think about it anymore. Let that all go. It's there. You can get to it when you're done with this. And then you can look inward and think about things that you're grateful for. Ultimately, I like to write 10. Sometimes that may feel like a mountain that you can't climb. You may be in a season of your life right now that you don't feel grateful and that you're mad and angry about things that are happening in your life. If you can work in those moments and find one thing that is going well or that you can be grateful for, that's a perfect place to start. There's no shame here. This is not meant to make you feel guilty or wrong for feeling how you're feeling. I want first and foremost for you to know that feeling those feelings is one of the most important things that you can do. So if you are going through a hard season and you don't feel grateful right now, maybe it's the clothes that you have, that you're warm as we head into winter. Maybe it's that you have the air to breathe. Maybe it's that you turn the faucet on and clean water comes out. You don't have to be grateful for these gigantic, momentous things that just, sound perfect and miraculous. Some days, all you can be thankful for are that you woke up. There's no shame in that. But as you can, and as you focus more on what you're grateful for, you'll find that you'll see more things throughout the day. Oh, look at that wonderful thing that happened. Oh, I have my health. Oh, that was a really great lunch that I had with my friend. And you'll notice the tides start to turn. The next thing moves into manifestation. You know, so many of us, I'm sure, have made some sort of vision board and been incredibly frustrated, like I was, that the things on the vision board just kept not happening. It got to a point where at one point I just totally put my vision board down because I thought, I can't look at this anymore because none of these things are happening. And then I realized I was missing a piece. Thank goodness for my coaches and my mentors helping me learn this piece. But manifestation comes and your goals come when you are able to sit in the feeling that it's already been done. So, the next set of things that you're going to write down in your journal are your goals as if they have happened already. So, say you're hoping for a new home for your family. I am so happy and grateful now that we have the perfect home with the exact number of bedrooms and a big backyard for my children to play in. Do you hear that? I'm happy that it happened now. I'm so thankful for my amazing job that challenges me each day and helps me learn new things and has surrounded me by a community of like minded people. You may not have that job right now. That might be your dream, but write it as if it's already happened. I am so thankful that I pay all my bills in full every month and don't even think about it. That might be something that you can't even imagine happening right now. It's okay. Write it as if it's happened. Your next step is sitting with those goals and sitting with your vision board. Oh, excuse me. As if it happened, as if you are feeling the feelings like all of your dreams have come true. And this is what I missed about vision boarding and manifestation and visualization for so many years. I forgot or didn't know really that I needed to sit in those feelings. So, if you have a vision board or if you just have some things in your life that you really want to happen, I want you to sit 5, 10, 15 minutes in the feelings that you will feel as if those things have happened. You know, maybe a family member of yours is sick and you're praying and manifesting that they are going to be healed. What feeling is going to come over you knowing that they are perfectly healthy and all that has been done? If you're manifesting a new house, visualize what it's going to be like to sip your coffee and look in the backyard as your children play. Imagine taking bubble baths in your new bathtub. Imagine the new furnishings that it's going to have, the new warm, cozy fireplace as we move into winter. Whatever it is, if you're have a dream car on your vision board, go to the dealership. Take a picture of yourself in that car and visualize what it's going to feel like with the leather seats, the steering wheel, the how the engine revs when you accelerate from a stoplight. What does that feel like? You know, it may be a beautiful garden. If you're like me, one of my most favorite things is gardening and watching bees and all the things. So I can visualize sitting in my garden and smelling the smells and hearing the bees, and watching the dragonflies and the butterflies fly around. Whatever it is, sit in that feeling for as long as you can. And throughout the day, come back and sit in that feeling. The next step is to move your body. Now, that is something different for anyone and everyone. And I think I've mentioned in the past that I had a patient come in years ago when I was working with patients with Parkinson's disease, and his spouse came in and she immediately said, "You need to tell him that he needs to ride his bike every day, or he needs to swim and he needs to do these things." And I remember looking at him and saying, "Do you like to swim? Do you like to ride your bike? I was like, no, I hate those things. And what I learned in that moment is exercise, on the one hand, as a physical therapist, is incredibly important for your overall health. Cardio, strength, being a healthy person includes moving your body. Now, finding something that you love to do to move your body is the most important thing, because not only will that bring you joy, but you will stick with it. So, however you find to move your body, whether that's taking the dogs for a walk, whether that's yoga, Pilates, whether that's a HIIT class with your best friend, whether that's kickboxing, whatever it is, take some time each morning to move your body. Now, that might be 10 minutes in your morning routine, and then your workout is later in the day, whatever it is. But if you can take time to move your body first thing in the morning, you will thank me. Now, all of these things have helped you become grounded for the day. They have set you up for success, whether that's your $1 million life, whether that's your personal growth and development, whether that's learning to focus on yourself and be present for everyone in your life. Whatever it is, these are the most important things that you can do to set yourself up for success. The last thing that you do in the morning, the thing that so many of us do immediately. And again, this is not shameful. This is not a, a, a focus on guilt. This is just something that may be true for you right now. That's okay. Just notice where you are. The last thing that we do in the morning is check our calendars, check our bank statements, check our emails, get on social. That's the last thing that you do. How many of us, me included, spend a lot of our life, maybe prior to this or maybe right now, getting on social media first, checking email first, checking stocks or bank statements or whatever? That creates a whole nother set of anxieties or energy throughout the day. Now, stepping in to checking your calendar at this point, stepping in to checking those things that you need to do for work at this point, after you've grounded yourself, after you've worked on journaling and meditation and brought something new and fresh as far as reading goes into your life, this is where you can recognize how much more productive you can be when you've filled your cup first. You can shoot off those emails, you can be concise, you can get things done more easily and efficiently when you focused on yourself first. You can show up for your family better when they wake up, when you focused on yourself first. Now, all of this may feel incredibly overwhelming, so I want to make sure that you have these steps. I'll have a link in the show notes with just some quick tips to go along with them. You can download it. You can keep it with you all day, every day. But what I want you to start with first is, if all of these 6 steps feel incredibly overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, I can't just add all of those all at once, that is way too much, and you just want to throw it aside and just stop listening, listen for a couple more minutes, because starting small is really important. So that may mean that you start reading 1 page for a week, and that's the only part of this morning routine that you start with. And then you add 5 minutes of reading and you start there. Or it may be that you read 1 page, that you meditate for 1 minute, that you write one thing that you're grateful for and one goal that you are working to manifest, that you visualize about one thing, that you walk out to the mailbox and then you come back to move your body for 1 minute and then you move on to your day. I don't want the number of steps or number of things to do for your morning routine to just make you want to throw up your hands and quit right now. It's a process. You're not going to have this time or feel like you have the capacity for a 2-hour morning routine when you first get up, when you first try this. I don't know that I'll ever have time or want to make time, I should say, for a morning routine for 2 hours. That's not something that resonates with me right now. So being able to align with what resonates with you, with what your body needs right now, and also thinking logistically about ensuring that you have enough sleep. Because if you're taking 2 hours out of your morning and getting 2 hours less of sleep, think about that, how that's going to affect you too. If you need to get up earlier, then you've got to recoup that sleep on the other side of it. That's incredibly important. So take this with what you need, take pieces out of it that you feel like align with where you need to be right now, and feel free to reach out to me and ask questions. I would love to hear how your morning routine is going, things that you're finding challenging, things that you have realized truly change your life, because all of this is about you and refocusing your energy to help you be the most successful and truest version of yourself every single day. I hope this helps. Remember, check the show notes for the step-by-step guide, and I can't wait to hear from you and how everything is going. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. If this episode resonated with you, I would truly appreciate a 5-star review. Your feedback is so important to me. Additionally, if today's topics have sparked a desire for more in your life and you're unsure about the next step, I have a special offer for you. I'm offering a free call to explore how my high-level coaching and strategizing can help you gain clarity on your goals, prioritize what is most important to you, and refocus on yourself in the process. Simply head over to correywinn.com/free call. That's www.coreyWinn.com/free call. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.